design team member Chari is going to show us how to create a fun background using sentiment stamps. Any sentiment stamps would be perfect for this. So say hello to Chari.
Hi everybody, today we're going to be making a card that uses text stamps to make a background. And what I'm actually going to be using are all these little thank you stamps. If you've ordered directly from Lawn Fawn, your stamps come all packaged, nicely tied up with a little bow, and then you get a little thank you card, which Kelly has written thank you, or sometimes Mike. But they all come packaged with the business card and a different thank you stamp. And actually, they keep up with what they send you so that you never get a repeat. And so there's about, let's see, there's 10 different ones that they have to give you. I'm actually not going to use this particular one just because it's a very solid image, and that's not going to work with what I want to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and I'm going to start putting them on this big block and start making a background out of them. So what I have here is a piece of Nina Natural White cardstock, which is a nice sort of off-white creamy color. Looks a lot like vintage cream from Paper Tray ink. And I'm just going to stamp this right here in the center. And I'm just going to work to create a background. That, and then I can go back in with some of these little images. I'm going to use this little splash looking image from Sophie's Sentiment, and fill in some spots that look not quite full. Actually, it looks pretty full, but so now that we've created the background, I'm going to create a large sentiment to be the focus of this card. And I'm going to use Quinn's ABCs to do that. If you've never used an alphabet set from Lawn Fawn before, they're super easy to line up. It's going to be most obvious with these because they're very large. But you just line up your letter with the lines on your block. And then you just take, because they're on a rectangular base, and line up the edges of each stamp base. That's just how easy it is to line these up. And I'm going to take a piece of paper from the Bright Side Petite Paper Pack, and I'm going to emboss these in white embossing. So I'm going to use some Versamark, excuse me, sticky ink. And I'm going to cut this out so it doesn't matter where I put this on. So I'm just going to heat emboss that. So now that I've heat embossed that in white, I'm just going to sort of fussy cut around the letters, but I'm going to leave a border. So here we have our thanks sentiment cut out. And then what I'm going to do is pull my card together. And I've cut a piece of the bright side paper that matches the small pattern, but I just used a big one because it's only a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch bigger to create a 1/16 of an inch mat than my stamped panel. And that's just for a little bit of that blue, just to bring that blue in a little more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this stamped panel and I just decided to use my 12 by 12 sheet just to not have to use up my smaller pattern paper, because you're only going to see the tiny bit, so it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to adhere this piece, just like this. And I've cut a 1-inch strip of gray cardstock from Basil that matches the bright side paper line. And I'm just going to mount my sentiment overhanging the top of this piece. So I'm actually going to adhere down this gray piece first because I'm afraid to put the foam adhesive on there first because I won't have a flat surface anymore to run my glue runner on. And I'm actually going to place it to where the space between the end of this and the bottom are sort of even. And then I will adhere down my sentiment with the foam. I'm going to trim this off. I'm going to finish it off with some twine, some lawn trimmings twine in the teal color that matches. And I'm just going to put a little dab of the multi-matte medium underneath there. When it dries, it'll dry clear and it will hold that bow in place. And then for the finishing touch, I'm going to use some Stardust stickles. And I'm going to color in my letters. There's our finished card. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.